Yeah. So I checked there. So basically, like, if you were to if you take out the Kinect Sports games, which I just don't count them as games. So
Mm.
after Viva Pinata, there's a 6 year gap then to
Mm.
them putting out Killer Instinct.
Which was a launch title for the Xbox One, which
Yes.
now Killer Instinct was good though. I quite enjoyed playing Killer
Yeah.
Instinct actually.
And then 5 years later, then Sea of Thieves.
Absolutely phenomenal.
So they,
Absolutely phenomenal game.
but don't think the key thing about that is, you see, I don't think Rare are the only. They are the developers of it, yeah. But they were published through Xbox. But again, the joy of that was that they did eventually. It went to PC and it went on to all the other ones, and then did Battletoads. So Battletoads is supposed to be quite good as well. And now their other game coming out is Everwild, which looks quite good too. Again, who knows what's happening with the Xbox situation, because it just looks like the whole thing is just collapsing.
I'll tell you one thing, knowing that they took over Activision made me very, very happy, because I hate Bob Kotick with a fucking passion. That guy can go burn in a pit of loneliness.
Yeah. Well, but that's also a very interesting point, is that, like, even with Activision, all the Activision studios all are now becoming indie. So Toys for Bob, for example, were the guys who did the Spyro relaunch. So they're now an indie and I think Toys for Bob did the Crash Team Racing reboot as well.
They did the
so
Crash,
they're now indie. They're not affiliated with Xbox whatsoever. And when you look at it now, that looks like to be a fucking inspired decision, because it looked like, at the time, you're thinking, like, why would you give up your cash cow? And then you realize, oh, that's why. Like, yeah.
So, like,
I suppose that's the one good thing as well, right? If all these developers who are really good at making games that were locked out of the contracts with these big conglomerates, and now they're free. So, is it bad now? Probably. Maybe 5 or 6 years time, you could get fucking some fantastic titles out of it.
Well, Activision's been culled of all the lazy bastards that were literally just nicking a salary, because they were releasing, like, Call of Duty games and half done, you know what I mean? It wasn't good till like season 3. You know, it was like just an absolute shambles getting stuff working, and they weren't doing anything. And it's like now since Xbox has taken it over, everything seems to be running at a fucking lightning speed compared to what it was.
Yeah, but that's the same as a lot of just massive, like, you know, companies like that who acquire things first and then go from there. In the same way that Ubisoft will acquire a studio and then rename it themselves. Same with Rockstar had the same problem. And so
they've given up though. Ubisoft have given up. Look at Skull and Bones. What a pile of absolute dog shit.
To be fair, that would be like a case of suffering from your own success, in a sense, because they know whatever they put out is making $250 million easy.
They have a set amount of success each year. Out of all the projects they do, they'll always make money. We were having this debate actually last session, Aaron, about the likes of Assassin's Creed and Far Cry.
Yeah.
And
after Assassin's Creed 3, they just stopped caring type thing.
But not even that. It was like, but you have franchise fatigue for a reason. You know, in any walk of life, no matter if it's games or whatever else is. Yeah. Oh, what's happening? Hello.
Oh, look at it.
What was that about faces in the light, Aaron?
No, beams of light going up into the sky.
Yeah.
I mean,
and what it took to get to this face was about 17 hours of corridor walking.
So you can see why I'm, like, you know, trying to fill the game out with a bit of dead banter about games.
Yeah,
you can see what I'm doing
absolutely.
here. Yeah?
Keep it relative to the subject, I suppose. Like,
are you the one who stole the turtle's battery? If so, I'd like to have it back.
I gotta say, with the Assassin's Creed stuff, though, I am looking forward to the next one. Like I said this as well the last time, they're doing a complete and utter overhaul of that game. How it moves, how they're developing it, how the gameplay is going to be. I'm like, but I think they realized that Mirage wasn't as successful as they hoped it was going to be, because that died a death very quickly.
Valhalla was released, died a death, and had a bit of a resurgence after a while.
That's the thing with Valhalla. They did a great job of. They announced that thing they're doing with Assassin's Creed now. All the games are going to be interconnected properly, and the online thing. So that kind of gave that game a bit of a bump. And they brought in Cassandra from Odyssey, and I gave it a bit more of a bump. It wasn't overall a great game. It showed all the many flaws that's with the more modern ones, which is not a lot of jumping, and the cities are too small. A lot of horse riding, and that's about it.
I come from the opposite side of it, where I'm someone who jumped like headfirst into the Assassin's Creed lore, and again, I'm someone who like, you know, if you get me with your as a game franchise and so forth, if you get me with your opening pitch, you have me until the conclusion. I was saying with the Metal Gear Solid, any kind of franchise I get really analytical into. If you have me, you have me.
Yeah, the Metal Gear Solid franchise makes me very upset because obviously, like, Metal Gear Solid is my all-time favorite game ever.
Yeah.
Like, nothing comes even close to that, right? PS1 Metal Gear Solid is by all means my favorite game of all time. It will never be beaten. However, seeing how even Metal Gear Solid 2, people are like, oh, it's a hype, people shy. I fucking love that game. I love Metal Gear Solid 2. I love Metal Gear Solid 3. I never got to play Metal Gear Solid 4 because I never had a PS3. So I've still never played that game. Metal Gear Solid 5, I didn't like the open. I preferred Metal Gear Solid in a linear format, knowing where you're going and not, you know, the way they did it with Max Payne is like, I don't know, Max Payne has a linear storyline. Metal Gear Solid supposed to have a linear storyline. But this open world stuff, I was just like, it doesn't suit the.
Have you done Peace Walker, Dave? You play Peace Walker?
I tried it. It's the turn-based strategy one, isn't it? It's
no, that's Acid.
Oh.
Peace Walker is the
Acid?
one that's basically.
About drugs now?
If you
go back to your phone there, mate.
Turns Metal Gear Acid into a card-based game, then yes, it does.
I've not played Peace Walker. No, I've not had a chance. Well, I had it on. I was supposed to get it on PSP, but obviously the PSP again died a fucking shocking death.
Well, I will say actually, because I'm playing Peace Walker tomorrow night actually at time of recording, but coming soon on the Wendy Mathers channel. But you have that kind of thing where the Peace Walker is a mission-based Metal Gear Solid game with the base operation. So if you didn't like the Phantom Pain and how it like basically made everything open world, Peace Walker is literally level-based. It's like go, you know, kind of way.
Yeah.
But that was also the prototype for the new evolution of Metal Gear gameplay.
Metal Gear.
Essentially, Phantom Pain is just Peace Walker expanded to an almost absurd degree. But then we can have a separate conversation about the Phantom Pain and how much Kojima overcooked it and how Konami ruined it and where does the
I mean, it was a love child of the spat between the fucking two of them that ruined it. Like, it was just literally like, I am gonna engineer this to the moon, you're gonna hate it, and then you're gonna have to fix it, and then you're gonna have to fucking put this out while I leave. I enjoyed Metal Gear Revengeance. Now it was just fun.
Brilliant game.
It was just fun because you didn't have to care. It was just a hack and slash fun game to play. I loved it. A little bit different.
And the soundtrack is fucking hilarious.
Phenomenal.
It is like literally cringy fucking music, but it's a cringy music, but it's also really, really catchy.
It's like if Metal Gear Solid had a one night stand with Tekken.
Yeah. Or like it's a Eurobeat remix of a ballad.
Yeah. Like something like that.
And I've heard that, lad. I'm telling you, you haven't fucking lived. You haven't fucking lived. Like
I then look at the one that I never even seen a screenshot for. I never even seen gameplay for. I don't want to. Metal Gear Survive.
Don't. It's just a cash in. It's a cash in.
Yeah, it's a cash cow. It's like
don't bother.
It's like what Tekken used to be. So when I first downloaded Tekken 7 on, I think it was like the Xbox One or something like that, and there's over 500 microtransactions because you have to buy the outfit for a character in each color. It costs money to buy in each color. So there's like 30 microtransactions for one outfit for one character. And you span that across 50 or 60 characters.
That was the big deal about the Avengers game.
Oh.
It was the microtransactions. Fucking hell, why? I'm not paying €45 for 3 fucking Hulk suits from the MCU movies. I gotta be honest. The only real one I like from the MCU movies that I would even justify paying for in a game is Captain America Civil War's Captain America suit. Because that's probably my favourite one. But I want the weird stuff. Like when I play the Spider-Man game. When I play the Spider-Man game, he's in the weirdest suit you could possibly get because...
Look, conjoined twins.
Okay, I should explain what happened there, right? Paragrass, when we went into the hut, basically said, look for the skull at 3 o'clock. That was the hint to get to Dr. Light.
Okay, yeah.
Then we went to the clock tower and it struck 3. Those two statues, basically, when they like overlapped, they formed a skull outline with their scimitars and their dress. So now, and here's the most annoying thing, right? There have been bugs all over the entrance to this fucking clock. We could have gone to the clock tower at any point, but Cobra didn't like a few bugs on him. And now, suddenly because we have a plot reason to go here, he goes, I'll just go past these bugs like it's nothing. Like, fuck off, you pervert.
Ooh, look, it's the battery.
Yeah.
Look, more arses.
Yeah.
More arses. Look at that.
Yeah.
The sleeper. I found the skull.
I'm trying to figure out who would actually voice Cobra in an American adaptation, and I genuinely can't pick out who, because for me, just the character looks like Owen Wilson, so I can't.
Yeah, but you can't imagine him going, "Oh, there's the battery." Wow.
Wow. Yeah, he needs to have like a deep text. Like for me, it's like a deep Texan accent.
Do you know,
he has to be proper.
Do you know who I cast? Do you know who I cast? Jamie Lannister.
Nah, Kurt Russell.
But Kurt Russell when he was in his 40s, yeah.
Yeah.
But right now, I cast the dude who was Jamie Lannister. Honestly, I think he could actually do a good job in that.
Yeah, in that screenshot, he looks like a hobbit. So.
Yeah, actually, he does, doesn't he?
He's got like a hobbit, you know. Oh, yeah. Okay, right.
Again, I don't think Sean Astin would really put it as the misogynist, womanizing fucking.
I cannot wait to meet him in October. I am very excited to be Sean Astin. Like,
it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be so fucking good.
Yeah.
Aaron, you're not going in October, are you? No.
I could. I think I might be able to do it. But it'll be the last trip I make before my brother's wedding.
I did actually go to Edinburgh in July.
No, I'm not. I can't.
That's just you and Amy and Kira, I think.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to go in July if I wanted to go to London in August.
I forgot what you're going to. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, but I actually texted my brother the other day and I was like, WrestleMania's in Vegas. He just went, oh.
Yeah, how I felt, Aaron, and guess what WrestleMania is there.
And then I texted him about 2 seconds later. It goes, the week before your wedding, and he just went, I need to get married, Aaron. To be fair, I was like, you have your priorities there. Like, I don't think he could swing going to Mania.
The thought, but I do actually have to get married. Like,
yeah.
So he just went down a ladder, and now he's in a dark place.
Yes, well, it's a good thing we have a light. Right here.
Hello.
Look at that incredible technology.
Do you know what? The last Metal Gear Solid game I played, the one that had Major Man Who Sold the World as the opening song during
that was the Phantom Pain.
Yeah, that's a good game. I actually really enjoy that. But I haven't played another Metal Gear Solid game since. There was something that I like Hideo Kojima. I think he opened up my love for gaming. And when I found out Konami fucked him over, I was like, I'm never touching one of your games again, you cunts.
So here's the fascinating thing about it.
You know what? I remember... Fuck International Superstar Soccer. Fucking hard.
International Superstar Soccer Pro. I played that game like an absolute madman for about 3 years.
Can I get that one more time? So
can you clip that? Can you clip that?
Cover it one more time.
International Superstar Soccer Pro.
If you close your eyes, you can see the screen come up.
Again, yeah. Looking,
okay, so we're in the sewer.
I was doing a clear out recently, and I found a real Facefish.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, we're in combat now. This is actual combat, lads.
Holy shit! It's one of those fish. Time to get fishing.
Fishing. But yeah, I was doing a bit of a clear out, and I found an old PS1 game that is actually the precursor to the FIFA series.
Oh god, it's not John Barnes, is it?
No, it's EA Premier League Stars.
Yeah, I played that.
Not a bad game for the time, but the AI
that was after FIFA though.
Yes, but it was I think it was the engine they used then for the FIFA games.
Oh
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what's a great football game that doesn't get talked about enough? I think there was only ever one of them. Ronaldo versus football. Right? It has some reason it has a very special place in my heart. Could it be the fact it was the only football game I could ever beat my brother in? Possibly. But Once every so often he goes, I'm shit at Free Fire. He goes, yeah, but I beat you in Ronaldo versus football 20 years ago. So who's the real winner here?
That's fair.
I'll tell you what.
Well, on your point about the Metal Gear series, Aaron, it's kind of I find it interesting that you really really enjoyed the Phantom Pain, despite like you haven't played any other Metal Gear Solid game before. Then am I right in saying that?
I played the first two. The first one on the PlayStation is like during that level in Phantom Pain when you get to go back to the first one. I deliberately went and played that over and over.
That's Guns of the Patriots. That's Guns of the Patriots. That's number 4.
That's the 4th one. That's the number 4.
Yeah. So you played So you played more than you think then. But yeah, because it's interesting because like the Phantom Pain I think was deliberately made. Like I remember doing this podcast with Foxy on his show, and we were having this conversation about like what was the whole point of the Phantom Pain essentially, and I feel I'm of the opinion we're having a discussion about like Konami versus Kojima and all this sort of stuff and how it was. I am of the opinion that Kojima deliberately made his game feel mainstream to piss off hardcore gamers, the fans of the series, because essentially it was the only way he could be. It was the only way he could be able to not be pushed into making another Metal Gear game. Because in essence, number 3, Snake Eater, the one that was set in the past, was meant to be his last Metal Gear game. That's the way he intended. And of course, with everything, with the way all 3 games ended, you go, hang on, fucky the night. Get the fuck back here and finish this game. Finish this fucking series, because after making 3 completely different games with 3 completely fucking batshit endings, you can't just end it there. So number 4 is literally designed to wrap up all the plot points in the last 3 games. It's the most ludicrous way of writing I've ever seen, and yet I fucking love it. It's the greatest way. It's the greatest way to ensure that you need like that fans will want more by just writing so many deliberate plot holes, so that you have to give yourself a game to actually like fill in the blanks. So then with Phantom Pain, then I feel like he did the opposite, where he deliberately kept in plot holes and deliberately didn't give you the answers. Basically, in a way to not necessarily sabotage himself, but to stop the hardcore fans from getting on him about more Metal Gear games. Because now, if you notice, there isn't that much of an appetite now for Metal Gear games now that he's gone.
Yeah, but the games he's been making since Metal Gear, you need a degree in sociology just to fucking play.
Yeah. Which is
I really do have to play. I really want to play Death Stranding, and I haven't gotten around to it.
I don't think I have the brain capacity.
That's partly the reason I'm like, I don't think I have the effort. Like, I want to sit back and enjoy a game. I don't need to have a fucking.
Do you know what? Actually, I'd say give it a go. Right? I'd say give it a go, but just be prepared that it does. It's a bit of a hard sell.
Hey, David Bowie.
David Bowie, it's Dr. Light, Dave. Can you not recognize him from the Mega Man
series? I'm pretty sure that's played by David Bowie after his Labyrinth phase.
I was actually going to say it was more like Mick Jagger if he was put in the wash too often. Or what was his fucking Nobby from Slade? But yeah, like I played a bit of Death Stranding. I haven't finished it now. I'll be honest. I kind of hit a wall in it, and I kind of like got my fill of it. It is one of those ones where like you really do have to jump into it head first and really appreciate it. Now, what I will say is that it's definitely a Marmite game, because I know people who absolutely fucking despise Death Stranding and think it's awful, and then I have people who really, really enjoy it. And I'm kind of on the fence about it because I want to enjoy Death Stranding. I really, really, really do. I think it's just lacking a little bit of like, in a weird way, it's kind of actually lacking a little bit of Kojima in a very wearable way, because again, as a fan of his works for a long time, Kojima's games are basically all just rip-offs of movies. Like Metal Gear is basically a mix of, or now I'm talking about the original NES, the MSX games, is literally just a rip-off of Commando and Rambo. But he's basically flipped the script where you have to actually hide from your enemies rather than just gunning them all down. And then, like, the Solid Snake is literally based off, the name is based off Snake Plissken from Escape from New York. Yeah. Likeness is taken from Christopher Walken from The Deer Hunter. That sounds fucking weird now, thinking that Snake is meant to be based off Christopher Walken, but there you go. But even his other works, like Snatcher, is literally Terminator and Blade Runner put together. Police Knots is Lethal Weapon in space. And
yeah.
his other side project, Zone of the Enders, is just a love letter to Neon Evangelion. You know,
he literally named his character Snake Plissken in manga too. Like,
yeah.